start off today by reading you a story. This book is called The Story of the Oyster and the Butterfly, the Coronavirus and Me. It's written by Anna M. Gomez and designed by Sergio Aguirre. Do you know what oysters do when something that bothers and irritates them comes into their lives? They use their special powers to cover the bothering stuff with layers and layers of powerful stuff until they turn it into a pearl. And do you know what the caterpillar does when it has to go through tough stuff and changes? It spends time with itself inside a cocoon and changes into a butterfly. At its most difficult moments, the caterpillar is actually building its wings. The coronavirus has come into our lives, not only for you, but for people all over the world. However, we can do what the oyster does and create a pearl from it, or what the caterpillar does and build our wings. Having to deal with yucky things can bring lots of feelings, thoughts, and sensations in our bodies. We may feel lonely, scared, angry, or frustrated. We may feel sad because we miss our friends or family. We may have mixed up thoughts, and our bodies may feel really tense. When we don't feel good, we can do what the oyster does. We can use our powers and create our own pearls. Let's see how we can use our powers. I thought of two different ways that we can use our powers. The first way that we can use our powers is by creating art. When we create artwork, it helps us to feel calm. And the second way we could use our powers is to show gratitude. Gratitude is when we say thank you to those who help us. In today's project, we are going to be using both of those superpowers, creating artwork and showing gratitude to those who help us. Let's see what we're going to make. Hi, boys and girls. As always, in this class, we are calm, we are creative, and we are artists. Today's art challenge number 7, is called Everyday Heroes. The art materials that we are going to need for this project include paper, a pencil, a Sharpie, and any art materials that you have that you could use to add color. Now we know that an artist always starts off with an idea. And the idea behind this project is that we all have heroes. Heroes are people that we look up to. During this difficult time away from school, we are starting to notice that everyday people like doctors, nurses, grocery store employees, all these people are heroes. They're helping us to stay safe and healthy and making sure that we're fed. As artists, we can honor those people by creating an artwork that says thank you. Now, we have an art word that we're going to be focusing on for this project, and that art word is symbol. A symbol is a picture that represents a word, and artists use symbols within their artwork to help them tell a story. We have an artist connection for our art project today, and that artist's name is Alexander Millar. Alexander Millar is a contemporary artist. That means that he's alive and working today, and he lives in the United Kingdom. Alexander Millar became famous for a series that he did where he painted firefighters. He feels that firefighters are an everyday hero helping our community. You can take a close look at his paintings and see how he painted the firefighters so they look important. His goal when he paints is to take normal, ordinary, everyday things and make them look extraordinary. Can you see how he did this with his firefighter paintings? Now, before we get started, we have a couple of planning questions that I want you to think really hard about. The first question is, what symbols or objects could you draw to represent your everyday hero? So if I was going to be drawing a doctor, Maybe I could do a red cross or some other symbol that would represent the medical field. Now, my second planning question is, what symbols could you draw that would say thank you to your everyday hero? Take a moment to think about those, and then we will get started. I can't wait to see what you're going to make. Okay, it's time to get started. So first, I hope you filled out those planning questions to think about who you would like to draw for your everyday hero and what symbols you could draw to represent that hero. For my everyday hero, I have chosen to draw my brother Randy. My brother Randy is a pharmacist currently working at ECMC Hospital. He works long and hard every day making sure that his patients are staying safe and healthy. So the first step in drawing our everyday hero is we are going to draw our hero's head. Now we're going to draw the entire figure. So the head shape is a oval. You want to make sure that your figure is nice and big on your page. We don't want something teeny tiny. And also remember, Mr. Naparella always says, no stick people. So follow along to see how we can draw our everyday figure's body. 2 lines down for the neck, a simple rectangle shape for the body, kind of rectangle shapes for the arms. You get to decide what you want your character's arms to be doing. Very simple mitten hands, don't stress about those. And we have rectangle legs, and at the bottom we need to add shoes. Next up, we have to focus in on the details of our everyday hero's face, starting with hair, moving on to eyes, nose, mouth, and ears. My brother, as a pharmacist, has to wear a mask to work, so I'm going to draw that as well. Now we have to focus on the clothes of our everyday hero. I've attached a document to our planning sheet that will help you draw your hero's clothes. Okay, now that I have drawn my everyday hero, I want you to think about that art word symbol. What symbols could I draw to represent my brother's job of being a pharmacist? Once you're done with the symbols that represent your everyday hero, now let's switch and think about the symbols that we could draw to say thank you. I'm going to fill my background with hearts to send my brother some love. Once you're done drawing, it's time to Sharpie all of your pencil lines. After you Sharpie, erase, and then it's time for color. You can use any art supplies that you have at home to add color to your artwork. When you are all done with your everyday hero drawing, ask your parents for some help to take a really good photograph and send it to me by email. When we are all done with this project, I plan on putting together a special video to send to our everyday heroes to say thank you. Not only the artists at Alma and Wales are completing this project, but the students at Marilla with Mrs. Lasky, the students in the middle school with Mrs. Lasky and Mrs. Campbell are also creating everyday hero artworks. I can't wait to see what we can create when we work together.